morning, boys and girls. Today we are working on how to find the area of a triangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you my notes, and you can take notes, pause, and take notes, or look at your own notes. Okay, and then on the other side, next page, is the formula for the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. And either one of those formulas does the exact same thing mathematically. Okay, and so this goes along with review packet page 13. And I'll do an example for you here. So before I write the formula down, let me just show you how this works. So for a parallelogram, or a rectangle, which is a parallelogram, the area, how to find area, is area equals base times height. And a lot of people make a mistake. They just do base times height for a triangle too. But a triangle is actually half of a parallelogram. So you can see here the other half of the parallelogram, which is, well, there's the parallelogram. Half of it is a triangle. Do you see that? Half of it is a triangle. So that's why you have to split base times height in half. If you said that 8 times 5 is 40, that's correct. But you would be finding the area of an entire parallelogram. So you have to split it in half. What is half of 8 times 5? 8 times 5 is 40. Half of that is 20. So that's why you have to understand that triangles are half of parallelograms, okay? So let's do it. I like to use area equals half base times height because I see this each time. I see the triangle as half of the parallelogram. But most kids like to use the formula area equals base times height, and then you just go ahead and split it in half by dividing by 2, okay? So I'm going to use my formula first. Area equals 1/2, the base is 8, and the height is 5, okay? 8 times 5 is 40, and I know that if I split that in half, half of 40 is 20 centimeters squared, because we're counting the squares inside its area. Now, or we could use this formula. Area equals, the base is 8, the height is 5. Remember, it's multiplication when there are two variables right next to each other, multiplication. So base times height divided by 2. Area equals 8 times 5 is 40, divided by 2 is 20 centimeters squared. Okay, so you can do either formula, whichever one works best for you, but you have to remember that a triangle is always half of a parallelogram. And if you remember that, then you're not going to make the mistake of just multiplying base times height. Because if you just multiply base times height, then you're going to get the area of a full parallelogram and not just the triangle, not just half of the parallelogram.